what we're going to do when we start the process. Got our bucket, it's clean, all that good stuff. If you got it from, you know, Publix or Dunkin' Donuts or something, we're going to clean it out really good. You can do that in your bathtub. You know, you probably could, if you're using Mylar, and get away with like gypsum buckets, sheetrock, you know, mud buckets, things like that. You probably could. If you don't have any other options, by all means, use those if you're using your Mylar. Try to get with food grade if at all possible. The buckets you want to avoid are the stuff that has cleaners, cleansers, you know, acids, different things like that. You don't want to store any food in something like that. A little sheetrock mud that you can clean out fairly easily. If you're using Mylars, you'll probably be all right. So we're going to start by just kind of kicking our hand around a little bit in the Mylar, open it up a little bit, push it in at the bottom. We're just going to open it up like that. Going to open up our Mylars. Again, once we open our Mylars, or excuse me, our absorbers, we're going to want to get this more or less done within the next, you know, 15-20 minutes. Because again, they absorb oxygen. That's what they do. So we don't want to have them just sitting out here exposed to air, because they're going to use themselves up. We'll put one in the bottom, and as we get midway down, we'll probably put another one in. Like I said, these are older absorbers, so we'll use them over and over again. Do not eat these, kids. You just to shift over a little bit. Okay, a little something about grains real quick. I want to zoom in on this. This is the wheat we're using today. Alright? That's your standard wheat. Hardly any chaff on this. You know what? Oh my God, it's feed wheat. Oh my God, don't you only just feed that to walruses and zebras and dogs and, you know, rats? No, guys, this is clean food. You can eat this yourself, okay? If you're an organo-Nazi and have to have nothing but the organic foods, you're going to pay for that. And you know what? I'm going to put up 3 or 4 more times as much food in this sort of thing than I am buying the $5 a pound or whatever ridiculous price it is organic foods. Your choice. Your call. You know what? You can eat this stuff. Totally fine. Let's shake the barrel a little bit as we go. What Jim here is doing is he's shaking the bucket a little bit as we go, lifting up and down on the Mylar. That's going to make sure all the little cracks and crevices and stuff are filled. It's a messy thing. Make sure you do this in the garage or lay a blanket down or something like that. Okay. I'm going to put in another Mylar. Oop, it's heated up. Okay. We need to shift because I don't have another plug over there. Once you come out, I'll come in and we'll switch places and shoot back that way. Or I guess, will we reach? Yeah, we'll reach. Okay. Now, this is a clamshell heat sealer. If you're going to do a bunch of buckets and such, put up things in Mylar, this is really worth your money to do this. People try it with the little vacuum sealers and all that kind of stuff, and you know, they have all these different ways to do that. If you're going to put up a lot of stuff in Mylar, spend the money to get one of these. You could probably get one used on eBay for 40 or 50 bucks. These were new, cost about $100 10 years ago. You're going to use it on its highest setting. You can also do this with a clothes iron. We probably should show that one of these times. So let's talk about that, but we forget it. And the way you do it with a clothes iron, first off, I pushed it down. I kind of fluffed a lot of the air out, and I've also approximated the edges there. Run your fingers over, make sure the edges are safe. What you would do if you had an iron is you would take like a cutting board, okay? So butcher block or something, and you would set it right there under it. Alright? You would set the iron on the highest setting that had no steam, just the highest setting. And you'd really easily, you wouldn't just let it lay on there because it will ruin the plastic with Mylar. And you just kind of like that as you go. Then you move your butcher block down or your cutting block down. And what you're going to do, and you're going to do this part the same way we're going to do it, is you're going to leave the last about 2 inches unsealed. And you'll see why in just a second. So, I like doing some things the easy way. So I'm going to use the old clamshell heat sealer here. Now, some people will say, well, seal it all the way down and cut this top off. Why? It's a waste. These heavier Mylars you can reuse. So if I seal it at the top, guess what? Later on, I can just snip a corner or cut right close across the top, and when I'm done with the bucket, I take the Mylar out, fluff it out in the wind and stuff. Maybe I dust it out if there's some extra grain dust or something in there, and I can reuse the Mylar. So no sense in cutting off any Mylar that you don't need to cut off and stuff like that. It'll fold over on itself. It'll be fine. Now we're going above the bucket in this because we're going to repack the Mylars into barrels, okay, into big 60-gallon barrels so we can save storage space. Now if we were keeping them in the bucket, we'd obviously want to have it, and we'll do the next one that way, where it's below the top of the bucket. Okay, I've sealed all but the last about 2 inches. And now I'm going to feel the air, okay, the remaining air purge out as I'm pushing this down. So I put one side down, I push the other side down, I'm purging out. You know, well, the oxygen absorber, isn't that what that does? Well, yeah, that's what that does, but guess what? Anything like this we can do on our own, we're going to do it. Alright? So I purged a lot of the air out, and I have this little strip to seal. I seal that, and bada bing, I'm done. Okay? We're going to do one more, and we'll do it like you would a normal bucket. Again, these are going in barrels. That's why we weren't really paying attention to how much went in there, because we're going to repack these.